Alright, I think we can switch over. Oh. Once I make it so it's not forcing the aspect ratio and not hiding this screen, the game is Capsule Guy.
And then also clearing out those times.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, this is Capsule Guy. So this is sort of a mostly platformer with some puzzle elements. And it sort of like evolves during the game. So it's really cool.
Yeah, this is a good one. It's not easy. I wouldn't call this an easy game. I mean, it's not hard, but like it's, you know, there are easier games.
There are some very tricky moments that like some very precise platforming moments.
There's also, if I remember right, I'll get reminded as I see things. I don't tend to remember levels always really well, but I remember there's a few levels where you can kind of do stuff in a couple different ways, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So we are Capsule Guy. So we got to do some quick things like push button. It's weird how both of them just went up. Interesting.
Yeah, neither one of them seeing the button immediately, but they both caught onto it eventually.
Yeah, you do have HP, so it is not an immediate like death if you touch spikes. And that resets every screen.
Get out of there!
Yeah.
Alright, didn't get crushed.
Yeah, I think you can get crushed. But I don't remember, because it's probably been about maybe 2 or 3 years since I played this.
I think that's why I didn't fully remember it either. This was not in the most recent MT. Maybe MT16. But yeah, it starts out pretty straightforward. Jumping and walking. You got a kind of a bouncy animation.
Oh, Fullalizards gonna probably take a death here. So TossedFish does take the lead, but TossedFish jumps.
The same death.
Oh no, it survives.
Good timing on the cycle there. I might have gone for that, but I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, is gonna take it slow, which is gonna allow Fullalizards to catch up, but still has the lead, even if small. Alright, so we've got an enemy here. We can't do anything with enemies quite yet.
Both of them taking a death there. Ooh.
TossedFish getting hit again. Fullalizards getting hit again.
I think you gotta just kind of bait this guy's jump and then jump over him.
Yeah, as you can damage boost through one of them, but you can't damage through both of them. So Fullalizards is just going to damage boost. Or no, actually going to jump over it. TossedFish has pushed the fun button. That allows fun things to happen.
Nice.
Completely worthless for the race, but... And Fullalizards does have our next fun mechanic. So we do have a laser gun. And so we're going to see this laser gun used in a lot of different ways.
First, to kill the realistic birds.
These are jungle birds.
These are jungle birds. I don't know if you saw, I found a shirt at Goodwill that said Jungle Fowl on it. I posted it and I said Vindicated.
So Fullalizards does need to kill all of these enemies in order to move on. Does that. TossedFish also having the laser, not too far behind.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay on the shots. You gotta aim it well. Nice music too.
Yeah, it's appropriate music.
Yep.
It will change, I think, at some point for like the final chase. Spoilers.
Fullalizard's picking up on what needs to happen here.
Yeah, and I think Fullalizards is going to notice that that laser has a little bit more than just a shooting capability. It's also a proper physics device.
How does it give you a little bit of a boost in your jumps then?
Are you asking how or?
No, I'm saying is
Yeah.
that what happened? I didn't fully
Yeah.
remember if that's. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I see how that does make a difference.
So you
there,
get pushed back depending on which way the laser is pointed.
Not
so
a
you
lot,
can,
but a little.
It's enough to make certain jumps possible. All right, so Fullalizards realizing gotta push a button. As Maurice would say, great game design, but not being serious.
Sometimes you gotta press the buttons.
It's like gotta find the secret button that lets you do the thing. Yeah, TossedFish, I think, has just realized that the laser does push you back in the air.
Luckily, your Capsule Guy is not a capsule hitbox. It's typical to have that kind of hitbox for certain first-person shooter games, but if that were the case for this, you'd be slipping off a lot of platforms.
You're just a weeble. Wobbling around.
Oh, doing the rocket jumping? Not sure if it's entirely necessary on all these jumps, but it is fun.
It isn't required yet, but there will be points where it will be required, from what I remember.
Get a little bit of a speed boost, though. I like it.
Yeah, I think Fulla is kind of dialing into the cool movement tech you can do with this game.
Yeah.
You know, and TossedFish not that far behind.
No. Just about one cycle. This would be kind of a rough death here. There we go. Yeah, one whole room, I think. Shoutouts to the ultimate rejected submission, Rocket Arm Man. Is like this, but worse.
Oh no, TossedFish is a little bit further behind than
Oh
one
yeah.
room.
2 screens.
Yeah, that's the problem. Some of these rooms do look a little similar.
Fullalizards is trying to, Oh. I don't know if this is... No.
Yeah, has to reset.
Going for the death. You probably just
I think
walk out and walk back in, but that's fine.
I think there is just a reset button. Like if you hit R.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would do it too. There we go.
All right, there. Yeah, there we go. Fulla's got it.
It's
kind of weird because Fulla had it before.
Sometimes you get a little trigger happy when the gun is this powerful.
Ooh, and gets shot by the sun. This is giving TossedFish some good time to catch back up.
Yeah, couldn't have done much about that bullet. I don't think you can destroy bullets in the air. At least not those ones.
Yeah, I think the only things you can destroy are like the boxes and enemies. Not all enemies, but certain enemies. Yeah, now I can say that TossedFish, I think, is one room behind.
Yes. Yeah, this game, I don't even know if I would call it a puzzle platformer. I mean, I guess it is. It's mostly execution.
Yeah, it's just a little tiny bit of puzzle.
Yeah.
I'd say like movement puzzles. Like learning how to actually interact with the world, with your guy. Yeah, but Fulla is through.
Making good progress on this elevator section. This would be a rough death.
Who takes a hit. The enemy section.
All right.
That's gonna be about it.
Oh, that'll do it. Reminds me of Rocket Arm Man. where you gotta hit switches while you're flying through the air. I found myself on this screen also missing that switch a lot. That exact same one that Full keeps missing.
Yeah, it's a weird, like, there's something weird about the interaction.
I think you just need to put the mouse directly, because the screen isn't scrolling, but they even specifically code the game so it doesn't scroll there, which is really, like, polished for something like this, honestly.
Yeah, this is a very polished game.
Yeah,
like,
this
and
could
it
be
feels
expanded into a full thing, I think, if they really wanted to.
Yeah, you could add more, like, mechanics that... Because I think the cool thing about this game is that, like, it does, like, the laser gun does more than one thing.
Yeah.
Like, it is a proper it's a double jump. It can hit buttons, it's a multi-purpose tool. It's a Swiss Army knife. And now we have some mirror puzzles. And
Nice.
I can see why maybe it didn't get expanded, because it is just kind of like a nice little snack of a game.
Yeah.
And so it's not going to overstay its welcome. It's going to leave
Really
you
good
wanting maybe a little
reading
more.
On this screen.
Yeah, no.
Being able to read that he needs to do that twice in a row. Okay. Well.
Yep, but it has to get squished.
Yeah. Can't win them all. But surprisingly, I mean, I was pretty impressed. Knowing that you have to turn around and hit the switch again backwards. You just, like, for some reason your brain assumes there's going to be another switch. Ooh.
But has to jump in order to hit that after hitting that switch. Or I guess at the same time.
Yeah, the laser's more or less instant. There we go.
That's going to be a clear for that room.
Yeah, the rooms generally aren't too long individually.
Full of shooting the cannon. And is using that laser to get a little bit of a speed boost.
If this was a student capstone, this is really quite impressive, actually. Because just the little things like not scrolling the screen when you want to aim at that means they did proper playtesting. There's really consistent textures for, like, laser goes through this, but you don't, or you go through it, but the laser doesn't. Game design pro right here.
It's like taking every mechanic that this person learned and then just putting it into a game and having it flow really nicely.
That's interesting. You're probably supposed to jump there. Okay, well, here we go. Didn't jump that time, but had the... Oh! There we go. Nice. Okay, here. This is a bit of a puzzle, I suppose. Oh!
You gotta
More
be
of an
fast.
execution thing. We've got the red wall of death. Here we are. Onto this room. This is pretty fast so far. I would say Fulla is above average time for this game at this point.
All
so
right,
these tougher rooms, clearing them on the first try is setting them apart from probably previous races. I don't know how many times it's been raced.
I think it's only been raced once. Yeah, but Fulla is on to the rainbow room, where you need to only hit the rainbow-colored switches that aren't red.
Pretty quick understanding that. Even I was like, why are they avoiding the targets? I've even played this. There we go. Nice. Wait on that cycle. That went through.
And TossedFish on the other side. On that same room that Fullalizards had to do, I think, only 3 times. I'm not sure what attempt this is for TossedFish.
Oh.
But does miss that. Oh,
Fullalizards
Fulla was
finds the
considering.
balls in the red
Fulla was
switch.
considering. Is considering? Is not considering?
I would say probably not possible. Maybe if I'm gonna say probably not on that one. It's up to the top. Oh no, right there. Just didn't walk far enough to the right. That's too bad.
And then gets it, so it doesn't have to do the impossible jump.
I'm gonna take a closer look when they're down there.
I think it's just far enough.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's too far, especially without having to. If there was more ceiling, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's more ceiling with the rocket jump, I think you could do it. But we've got beat blocks here.
Ooh, and takes a fall. TossedFish is on this laser room. Taking their time.
Looking good. Looking good for both of them.
Yeah, both of these
really
players
close for Fullalizards. Oh, can you? Okay.
Oh, barely making it.
Nice iframes there. It's pretty tough because you can't aim. Not only is the screen scrolling, the screen is scrolling, the top is scrolling, and you are scrolling. We've got 3 levels of scrolling to contend with right here.
And then you also have to worry about these projectiles that are also scrolling.
Yeah, they're really. This one is really throwing a lot at you. Nice, getting in an early cycle that time. Needs to hit this again.
Yeah, he needs to hit the target again.
Straight up. There we go. We've got some Bowser fireballs coming from off screen. Ooh, quick on the draw there.
Yeah, I think TossedFish right now is about 3 or 4 screens behind, so it's like, is keeping pace with Fullalizards.
Game threw a little trick at Fullalizards there, but just gives you 2 health, so you don't even really need to succeed.
Alright, so this is the part of the game where you need to actually do this laser jump.
Yeah, and it's not much, but it's just enough. Yeah, TossedFish is actually playing quite well now. I think it just maybe took him just a little bit longer than Fullalizards to pick up on all the mechanics.
Yeah, especially if this laser room with this laser jump holds up Fulla. TossedFish does have a very good chance of catching up.
Yeah. And is going for some speed boosts on straightaways, which I think is probably faster. It's hard to say exactly. TossedFish studying before jumping. Not studying for quite long enough, though. Would have jumped the gun a little bit. Yeah, I think I may have also played this partially with a controller, where you aim with the right stick, if I'm remembering correctly. I think the game's probably a little easier on mouse.
Yeah, I feel like playing on a controller would be significantly harder. Yeah, so now we have this interesting mechanic of combining these targets that switch on the platforms, but also platforming at the same time. But the trick here is you're not supposed to shoot it. You let the enemy shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have to do some precision shooting, because if you hit one of those targets, spikes turn on.
And the game tells you that, which is nice. You know just what those targets are going to do based on the outlined spikes there.
Yeah, it does a lot of showing without telling.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have enemy room, but now you have to be very precise with your shots.
Yeah, it's true. There's no little guy who's like, oh, Capsule Guy. Capsule Guy was like, that was awkward.
Just quipping all over the place.
Yeah, none of that in this game.
Well, gosh, guys, what's going on?
That just happened. Oh no, they will shoot you too. You can't be baiting the attacks out from these yellow birds.
Yeah,
then
so
I would say ignore the green birds. You can come back later.
Yeah, the yellow ones are the threats. Fulla forgets to shoot. Yeah, and TossedFish is now actually having a bit of an issue with this level that I think Fulla did first try.
No, he did die once, but on this section here, I think TossedFish has it now as long as they get this timing.
Yeah, this timing is a little rough because I know Fulla did not get this timing.
Oh.
But, yeah, if you can get to that section with 2 hearts, you can kind of just damage boost through it. And TossedFish nails it. Now we're at the scrolling thing, because I heard you like scrolling.
Yeah, put some scroll in your scroll. Okay. Oh man.
Really
There's
close.
that wall there. That was put in after some testing. Oh no.
Oh, and TossedFish gets the switch hit, but gets hit. Yeah, wow, words. Has to restart.
So true. So true.
Oh.
It's like
Full's writing a letter about that one.
It's difficult for the bird to even make it out of the door.
Yeah, Full's writing a letter about the hitbox on that one.
Yeah.
It's like...
I'm gonna comment on the itch.io page. Every once in a while, I'll look on the page and I'll see people being like, hey, we're racing this. Like of previous games that were played. Like, hey, I know that person. Or I'll look at the comments on the first person Sokoban itch.io page that says, oh, we can't beat level 11, by the way.
It might be impossible. Alright, there is that finally with the clear, but you also have to make sure you don't shoot those things when you're climbing back up.
Yeah, that would be very... Oh!
Alright,
Powerful
so
elevator.
we are at I believe, the final section for Fullalizards.
Oh, that'll do it. Another Maurice pet peeve, the chase boss and the platformer.
I think... Yeah, I disagree with Maurice on that. I think as a platformer boss, it makes sense that, this is how you challenge the skill. It's better than some, like, gorilla that you have to bop on the head 3 times in a scripted fight where you can only hit him in like 20-second intervals.
No, I agree. I think even Maurice wouldn't say it's bad all the time. It's just kind of like expected now. You have a platformer, you have a chase boss if you want to have a boss.
I mean, it's the easiest boss that makes sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like contrived or just like why.
Fullalizards is going for full 100% bestiary here.
Doing genocide route.
Yeah, is hoping that Sans shows up at the end of this chase sequence. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
I'm
now it
surprised
gets
he's able
like
to hit that button twice on the first go through, but I think is a little bit too far behind his cycles now.
Yeah. I think this might be the most difficult room in the game.
Yeah, I remember seeing the entrance to this a lot, which means I died a lot. Ah!
Oh.
You gotta shoot it off and shoot your own platform off the wall there. Knowing really is half the battle in things like this, though. Honestly. Oh.
Yep.
There's the extra little momentum.
Yeah, again, going against you.
Yeah. I don't think it really affects it if you're on the ground, but if you're in the air. There it is again. Oh, and almost doing the exact same thing.
It's really funny because I think you can just actually just touch that switch with your body. You don't have to shoot it, the green one.
All the switches have been like that, yeah. Because you had to do them before you... Oh, the corner jumps!
And I think this is the last screen.
You're gonna first try the screen?
Oh, it's so close. Any hesitation?
We're on the... Yeah, this is like so much on the edge. Oh my gosh.
Loses a little bit more.
Had to let go of right for just a
One
second
jump.
there.
Is...
Nice, creating some distance. I think we're good.
I think
First
that's it.
try on the final screen. I love it.
Yeah, Fullalizards is done. That is a win.
Yeah, what were we looking... I heard Captain Drake race this before. What were we looking at that time? Captain Drake got a 21. So a very solid time. That one guy finishing early. The 25. That one guy is doing that this year.
Yeah, that one guy is been joining a lot of these races and has been doing really well. Just as a reminder, every race is public. So if you want to go in and show your stuff, prove that you're number one, go in and join.
Made with Unity, FL Studio, Fmod Studio, and Love. I assume that means made with Love and not made with the 2D software making program Love.
It could be both.
I think that has an... I think the software has an umlaut over the O.
Oh, so it's a Louvre.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, I've been in love, but I've never been in Louvre.
Few of us have. Maybe to the Louvre. Have you ever been to the Louvre?
I've not been to the Louvre. I've been to the loo.
Me too. A few times a day, usually.
And I got a primary membership.
Yeah, it's got a frequent flyer. TossedFish. Oh, has gotten trapped.
Yeah, did not realize about to shoot that target.
Yeah, that's funny. That one guy, I also had forgotten that I played this before.
Yeah, because it's not like... It's a very generic name.
And it's not very long, and it's just kind of inoffensive.
it does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
And I think it does it very well. Oh, TossedFish.
Ooh.
Getting
I
birded.
think wasn't thinking about the threat of the bird beam. Mostly thinking about their own shots. Can you think of any other games with bird beams? It's a pretty specific question to ask, I know.
I mean, like, how are we defining bird beam? Like a bird that shoots a beam?
Yeah.
Like, can the bird be in a ship? Because
Like
wouldn't Falco be shooting bird beams?
He has a gun that shoots the beams. These are the birds themselves are shooting the beams.
So, like the natural beams of the birds.
Yeah.
There's probably got to be other games.
I'm sure there is. I just find it's a bit of an odd choice for a bird. And like, I can think of games where birds shoot feathers or peck at you. Ones where they can just shoot beams. I can't think of too many.
Okay, I guess technically, if we're going to be really dumb, Pokemon. Because I'm pretty sure some of the birds in that game can learn Hyper Beam.
So true.
Or some form of beam.
Yeah, and that comes from... Well, I don't know if it's ever really explained how Pokemon can just do moves that they learn, but it comes from within somewhere.
Yeah, the power that's inside.
It's true. It's right in the song.
And I think it's theorized that Pokemon are aliens.
Okay. That's fair, Exuno. But let me tell you, if I devoted my next 60 years to, 90-year-old me to shoot a beam from my mouth, I would be incapable, I think. I think no matter how much time I devoted to learning such a skill, I wouldn't be able to pull it off.
I mean... Okay, is sound a beam?
No. The answer is a resounding no. Sound is a movement of air molecules.
But could it travel as a beam? Sound travels in waves, and we know light can travel as a wave or a beam.
I see. Right, you can't learn. So like if like humans did have moves in the Pokemon universe, it would be like engineering. Or like, sociology, statistics.
Okay, no, okay, oh no, oh, okay. You'd have, but like, no, those aren't moves. Those are like types. So like, there's the engineering type human, who knows, like, I would say like statistics. That I would
recite pi.
Yeah. I mean, math. Math is a move.
Sure. That's maybe a little broad. I guess there's just like, so it would have to be specific, like Pythagorean theorem. Yeah, we should just like announce when we're doing such things in real life.
Like, therapist used empathy.
Yeah. That's fair. I would say that if if that's what we're going with, and that like a Pokemon move is the equivalent of us like getting a degree, I think that I feel even worse for the enslavement of the Pokemon race, because I think that like they're just putting the time in like regular people. It's not even some sort of like inherent need to be fighting with these moves. They just are like doing them because they're being forced to learn them. I don't know.
I mean, the optics of Pokemon isn't great.
No.
Like, if you really... I think that's the optics of a lot of things. I mean, people love superhero stuff, but gosh, having actual superheroes in the real world would be awful.
Yeah.
Now I want to know what your 4 human moves are, ID.
Yeah, what is it? What? That's such a good. That's a good icebreaker. If anyone has been doing any speed dating lately, then that it should be here. Is that still a thing people do? Probably not. They just use apps now, huh?
No, I think there is still some like speed dating, but like it's usually overpopulated by men.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, regardless, good icebreaker if you're ever, just trying to meet people, romantically or otherwise. What would be your 4 human moves, and how much PP would each have?
TossedFish keeps jumping into this switch when they need to actually use the laser to get that extra height to jump over onto the platform.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that was a trap. It never ended up happening to Fullalizards, but I see that it's actually a pretty big issue. Yeah, it's true. Struggle. It's true that it's funny because, like, I think some of us would just be there, would already kind of be at 0 PP on all of our moves 100% of the time, only have struggle to work with.
Resting in a bed does restore your PP. So
it's true. Did you ask this before or after you asked what their signature McDonald's meal is?
Oh, the signature McDonald's meal.
I think the Pokemon move question is a much more intimate question than signature McDonald's meal. Sometimes we play puzzle games where we talk about like entropy, right? Like the question of signature McDonald's meal has pretty limited like choices that you can make, Like there are only so many things that McDonald's carries versus
I mean, it depends on like which McDonald's though, because like there are some like they used to be a McDonald's that sold pizza.
I can't imagine that was very good.
I had a friend who went to that McDonald's to get it, and he said it was fine. Not something that he should have driven all the way from Minnesota to, I think it was like Virginia. Oh,
okay.
Oh, and it does stop. It does stop.
I think this is even closer.
Yeah, TossedFish is... Oh, that was a close shot.
It's working out. I think we're good. Yeah, you start with the McDonald's question. That's about as simple as you get.
Misses the jump.
The middle question is what political platform would they run on if they ran for president? That's always good to get out of the way quickly.
Sega Dreamcast.
And then you ask them the Pokemon moves question.
Ooh.
The trolley problem. Yeah, then you work up to the trolley problem, but you have to.
Yeah, and you got to do this all in 2 minutes because that's all you get, and it's technically 1 minute because you also have to answer their questions, which won't be as fascinating as yours.
No. Honestly, you don't need to answer their questions. You're telling them enough about you by asking those ones.
I'm going to disregard your own words and only use my own.
That's
definitely a healthy relationship thing.
Based on these questions, they're going to decide whether they're interested, regardless of whatever answers you would be giving to theirs.
I mean, the sad reality is they've made their decision by just looking at the person.
Yes, they made their decision long ago. That's fair. Spyro or Crash? Difficult question. I think most people would probably say Spyro.
Well, there is TossedFish with the finish. Scrolling, they did doing desktop capture.
I'll take their stream off in case there was anything incriminating, but I don't think there was. Let's look at what's coming up. Then you have the Mario or Gubble. That's what tells you the most about a person.
All right. So we don't really have much left on the schedule right now. Most of the matches are going to be taking place after Christmas. So on the 27th, we have White Panther versus Death Star. On the 29th, we have Becca Set Fire versus Quicklime. And then on the 30th, we have Jackazam versus Cabbage Hat. But I do expect to see a few more races added to the schedule because we do have a deadline coming up.
Yeah, we do. The deadline for Winners 1 is the 29th. Only one of these seems to be Winners 1, as far as I know. It's the 1, so it's the first of something. We know that. I think Muware has already done the wonderful job of pinging everyone who hasn't signed up for a match yet. But in case you got that ping and were like, I don't know who this guy is, that's a tournament mod and they want you to schedule their match. So please do so if you haven't yet for Winners 1. Now that we're moving into the other rounds, just want to mention losers rounds have a 1 week period of time from the end of the last winners deadline, and then each winners round has 2 weeks. So if you get knocked down into losers, you're not out of it yet. You have a lot of more games to play, and you got to play them quicker than you might have thought. So pay attention to those round deadlines. They're on challenge, but sometimes you got to reload the page like 3 times to see them.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for us for tonight.
Absolutely.
As always,
thanks for joining me here, Shrambles.
Yeah, and thanks for coming in last minute to stream this race, and thank you, chat, for being here. We had a lot of races today, and we appreciate you sticking around, keeping us company, making us laugh, or making us cry, whichever one you were going for.
A little bit of both. It was an emotional time for sure.
But yeah, that's it for us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.